Hello and welcome back to another fun-filled edition of the Viva Film Podcast. My name is Caleb. I'm of course joined by my notorious host, the Count Anthony. Anthony, how the fuck are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. We had some I don't know some technical difficulties on the way to recording this episode. This episode's been long in the making for the last few days. The fact that it's even being done is a miracle. But we're here. We're doing it. Yeah. We're finally finishing up. Well, I guess technically we're in the middle of our Nosferatu series, but this is the final Nosferatu film that we're talking about. And of course, I do have my Nosferatu t-shirt with Lily Rose Depp, and it says "Succumb to the Darkness," as we all do. But yeah, before we get into the Nosferatu, how have you been, Caleb? You don't have to share too much, but whatever you're comfortable with telling everybody.
Just dealing with some dumb stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
But anything fun and exciting?
No, not really.
Not really? Okay.
No, I mean, I've been watching Spider Noir. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, how is the Spider Noir?
It's good. It's a charming show. I think it's weird that people keep debating whether to watch it in color or in black and white, and how people are very offended at the idea that stuff can be in black and white. That's super weird.
Well, I was going to ask, are you watching it in black and white or in color? Yeah. Or are you doing both?
I'm doing black and white. I might, because I've seen some photos of how it looks in color, and it is really interesting because they made everything to where it looks like a black and white movie that they recolorized.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
It's it is very vibrant. So I might go back and if I ever rewatch it, I might watch it in color just to see the difference. But I really dig how it looks in black and white.
Very nice. Yeah, I still need to. I'll get into it eventually. I'm finishing up my first time watch of DS9. I'm almost done with season 5, and then also I'm watching the new Tatiana Maslany show, Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. I think that's what it's called. It's on Apple, so if you're listening to this, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's there. It exists. And then also last weekend I saw I Love Boosters, which is a great film, and everybody should go watch it. And after you watch it, you should all join a union. So yeah. As a union member myself, I believe that everyone should be a member of a union. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But and then I'm also I've been watching some DS9. I'm almost done with season 4. I'm on the finale. So
hell yeah, the season 4 finale is fantastic. Really, really great stuff. And season 5 is pretty damn good. There's a Bashir episode in the middle of season 5, which I think you'll really enjoy. And it was very well done. So
nice.
Looking forward to hearing what you think about that.
Yeah. Also, in a little something that ties everything together is that Garrick, the actor who plays Garrick, is in Spider Noir.
Yeah, I saw a clip of him on Instagram, I think, or maybe it was TikTok. Also, another place I saw Garrick was in Murder, She Wrote. I was watching Murder, She Wrote on the TV
nice.
last week, and it was the episode that Garrick is in. I believe they obviously it's Murder, She Wrote, so somebody dies, somebody's murdered.
Yeah,
but I think it was the one with the Egyptian artifact, or maybe not. I don't recall. But he was there, and I was like, hey, what's this humble tailor doing here?
Speaking of people being in old shows, my dad was watching Night Court for some reason, I saw that he was watching it. And the episode he was watching, Brent Spiner and Pam Grier were both in it. So
we love our TV and B-list actors, don't we, folks?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I do feel like a lot of times they are some of the best actors, at least some of the most interesting actors are like absolutely. TV actors. Because they're the real working actors who are constantly doing stuff, especially during the 90s. I think you and I have spoken about how TV in the 90s was just at its peak.
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about the golden age of television, like the 2000s and 2010s. But I don't know, the 90s, there's some really good TV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah. But
yeah, if you don't ride or die for Anthony Stewart Head, we cannot be friends.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that head, brother. Anyway, okay, so we should probably start talking about the film.
Who is Anthony Stewart Head? What is this?
He's the actor from Buffy. He's the older guy.
I've never seen Buffy. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. He's in other stuff, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's in Ted Lasso.
I've never seen that
That's
either.
That's where people probably know him from.
I haven't seen that one either. But yes, we're getting into it. We're getting into our final Nosferatu. Nosferatu 2024, right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm. 2024.
Did you want to introduce this, or did you want me to introduce this, Caleb?
Yeah, I can introduce this. I think you did it last week. Nosferatu, directed and written for the screen by Robert Eggers. I did not capitalize his last name.
It's okay.
I'm a piece of shit. Inspired by the screenplay Nosferatu by Henrik Galeen and the novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. Cinematography by Yaron Blanchke. Edited by Louise Ford and starring Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Bill Skarsgård, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, Emma Corrin, Ralph Ineson, and Simon McBurney. So, Anthony, me and you saw this when it came out together. Mm-hmm. And we ended up, there was a surprise Q&A with Robert Eggers and a lot of other people involved in the production immediately after. So, what were your initial impressions? Because this had a really big marketing push for like the 6 months before it came out.
Yeah.
Even longer than that.
Obviously, you had Robert Eggers fresh off of the success, or not fresh off the success, but he had made a name for himself by that point. Right? Mm-hmm. He had done The Witch, which was fantastic. Oh, yeah. And then he followed it up with Lighthouse, which I think just upped the ante even more. And then he made The Northman, which was like so intense. It's a very intense film. And he had really been making a name for himself as being this, this director who was known for tackling these like big historically, these big historic pieces, right? These epics, if you will. Adapting Norse mythology, or making a movie that is a reimagining of a classic horror film. And I was very much looking forward to it. I mean, the idea of Robert Eggers doing a Nosferatu film was definitely something that tickled my fancy. And of course, when you find out about Robert Eggers and his history with this movie, the fact that he had actually made a play of Nosferatu when he was a kid, I believe in high school, and then he was then invited to like actually put it on like at a real theater as well. Like, this is something that he had been very passionate about for many years. He'd been very passionate about the Nosferatu film and his interpretation of it. So I think any time that you have a filmmaker like Robert Eggers, or as I like to call him, Robbie Eggs, and you have a filmmaker who's that talented and who has like a very clear vision, and you give him the opportunity to make something that he's really passionate about, I feel like you're always going to get something like Nosferatu, which, hey, spoiler alert, I think everyone can figure out that Caleb and I both really like this movie a lot. But, I think you will get something that is just really good. And I think this is probably like one of my favorite horror films of the last few years. It may be a contender for my favorite Robert Eggers film. I think it's like really tied neck and neck with The Witch, which I still really love quite a bit. And yeah, it was really cool. It was cool when you and I went to go see this. They showed it at a private theater in, I think, Beverly Hills. And, Robert Eggers was there. We also had the set decorator, Beatrice Brent Nerova, and the costume designer, Linda Muir, and I believe the editor, Louise Ford, was there, and the cinematographer as well. And I think there was a few other department heads who were on stage. And I do not recall that being listed in the screening information that I signed up for, but it happened. And I remember you and I, like, after the movie was over, we're sitting in the dark and we're just like, fuck, that was really cool. And then I look onto the stage and I see them bringing the chairs out one by one, the little director chairs that they bring out on the stage when they do Q&As. And I was like, oh shit, there's going to be a Q&A. And at first I thought it was going to be the cast, but it wasn't the cast. It was the department heads, which is just as good. And they had a really cool Q&A talking about the making of this film. Was there anything that stuck out to you during the Q&A of that event, Caleb? Anything that was just like, you were like, holy shit, that's awesome? Or were you just so excited to be in front of Robert Eggers
I was very excited to be in front of Robert Eggers, and I, of course, I ran up to the stage with a copy of Life Sucks, and I was like, please read this. That the thing you're legally allowed to do for sure. And
people have done that. I mean,
yeah, they don't know that they can't read that. You legally cannot read that if someone just hands you a script while you're on stage.
I mean, it's not. So it's like there's not a law against it, but it is strongly, it is strongly recommended that they don't. Because if they do read it and then they happen to be working on a movie later that is vaguely similar to your film, then somebody could say, oh, you stole my movie idea, which happens quite a bit. Everyone thinks that everyone stole their idea because people think that they're unique, but they're not. Everything's been done before.
Yeah.
But yes, besides seeing Robert Eggers, what else? I mean, it was just a cool night, wasn't it? It was just fucking cool, huh?
It was cool, and I love the way that they talked about the sound design, especially for the scene where Nicholas Holt's in the road and all the horses are like galloping towards them, and they're talking about like the atmosphere like in Orlok's castle, where like all of the groans and like the noise of the castle are like unused clips of Bill Skarsgård's like making noises.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool when they do stuff like that. Like just recently, in that Darth Maul show, which is actually really good, they made it to where like, and I don't know, maybe this is the plan all along, or maybe they got that idea from this, but where like whenever he uses that laser sword of his, whenever he swings it, the noise is Sam Witwer, the actor, screaming.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's like really, and I'm a really big fan of stuff like that because first of all, it gives what you're watching personality. It makes it unique. Even if you don't know it immediately, it's great to be like, oh wow, this is so creepy and cool, and then you're like, oh, that's why that was so cool, and then you go back and you're like, ooh, I like that. You can tell, and it's great. And that Q&A was phenomenal. Like that's probably one of my favorite Q&As that we've been to together. I mean, mostly because everyone got to talk. We went to a great horror film Q&A where one of the two people got to be interviewed, and the other person, it was like it didn't even matter they were there.
Well, I mean, we can say what it was. It was Longlegs.
It was Longlegs, yeah.
Yeah, we went to a Longlegs Q&A, and Micah Monroe was there, who I love because It Follows.
Oh yeah,
is one of my favorite movies. I won't say one of my favorites, but it's a movie I really enjoy. And of course, Oz Perkins was there.
Oz Perkins, yeah.
And the the interviewer, for whatever reason, only had questions for Oz. Didn't ask Micah a single thing. And she was getting visibly kind of frustrated with that, and people in the audience were getting kind of frustrated with that. And so I think he lobbed over like a softball question to her, and it was just kind of disappointing. But
yeah, it's like she got dressed up as Emma Frost for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And she looked great as that dressed up as Emma Frost. But yeah, this was a great Q&A. I would say it's one of my favorite Q&As. I still think when I went to the Poor Things Q&A and Willem Dafoe's phone went off in the middle, that was probably one of my favorites. That was very funny. And I think I posted a picture to my Instagram of like, I think it was like Mark Ruffalo and somebody else just like looking at Willem like, what are you doing? Like, why is your phone going off? But anyways, yeah, it was a fantastic Q&A. And hey, you know what? If you live in LA or you live in a big city, like check out some Q&As. It can be really fun to see the filmmakers, to see the artists who made the film that you just watched, and kind of hear from them about what they did and why they did it.
And also if you do a lot of film festivals that have online screeners, like Sundance, they will have the recordings of the live Q&As afterwards, after the movie's over, in the version you watch. So you can watch the movie and then you can watch the live Q&A. And sometimes it's really cool, like with Dee Dee, and sometimes it's like that movie with Ross from Friends where they used a bunch of AI, and then afterwards it's just the director defending using it, and it's super embarrassing.
I don't even recall that film. So.
Well, I don't think it ever came out because it fucking sucks. Your friend Dominic Fike is in it.
My friend?
You met him.
Did I meet Dominic Fike?
Yeah, at your one job, didn't you?
What job was that?
The fucking the clothing thing.
Did I meet Dominic Fike?
Didn't you say he came in and was very standoffish?
Am
I making this up?
I don't remember. I don't. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to. There's a lot of parts of that job that I block out. I did not like that job. I did
Like
not
when
like
the dog bit you on the ass?
like when the dog bit me on the ass and hung off of it like a cartoon. That was not fun. But yeah, definitely don't look at my LinkedIn and see what clothing brand I worked for in 2022. Anyway, yes, go see Q&As and also watch Blu-ray special features, because there's some fantastic special features on the Blu-ray for Nosferatu where they get into, building that city that they were in, that they lived in, that was entirely built. The castle, Caleb, the castle of Count Orlok was built because they couldn't find one in real life that they liked. So they just said, fuck it, let's build it. We'll do our own. And yeah, it's just super incredible. But I mean, since we've kind of talked about the kind of like the background and the making of the film, why don't we talk about the film itself? Because I mean, as we've established already, you're a big vampire fan. Yeah. What were you expecting, and what were you kind of hoping for with this new rendition of Nosferatu?
I think what I was expecting, and again, it's important to remind everybody, I saw this before I saw either of the other two. So this is my first time. I mean, I'd seen like Bram Stoker's Dracula and was familiar with like that story and everything. But this was my first time fully experiencing like the story of like Nosferatu. Mm-hmm. And so I think what I was expecting was, one thing is because we never saw what Orlok would look like in any of the marketing. Like we only saw him like in like shadows and stuff. So I expected him to look a lot more like he does in the original. And in this one, he's like, I wasn't expecting him to be a decaying like zombie looking corpse vampire with like a big like bushy mustache. I was not expecting that, but it works really well for this movie. I know like a lot of people, because I remember I remember one of my coworkers when I was working in a movie theater around when this came out, and one of my coworkers was doing something in one of the theaters, and he was like, "Do you have a fucking mustache?" Like after, and I'd already seen the movie like a week before, so I thought that was really funny. But it was, by the way, that's the day I saved Christmas. Also, just a side note, but there was that is a story for another time. But the night Nosferatu premiered at the theater I used to work at, I actually saved Christmas. If I hadn't been there, they would have been super fucked.
Well, good for you, Caleb. Yeah, you are a veteran of the war on Christmas, and you sided with the Christmas people.
Yeah, wait, no.
You love Christmas, Caleb. Keep the Christ in Christmas.
No, that's not. No, that's not. Okay, I love the holidays,
but you don't love Jesus. I got it.
Yeah, you got me.
But yes, Nosferatu has a mustache in this movie.
He does have a mustache. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. I think it worked. Like I was like, when's he gonna shave that bad boy off?
Yeah.
I kept expecting him to not have it anymore. in a scene, I thought it was just the intro. I thought he was just putting on a disguise, but no. It was just what he likes.
It's like a mustache and some glasses. Like, I'm not Mr. Nosferatu. I'm Mr. Broferatu. I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, the mustache, a clear reference to Vlad the Impaler, who is said to have inspired Dracula. Yeah, I mean, man, this movie was crazy. And of course, you have Count Orlok behind you in his grave. It's very creepy because he looks like a creepy man. Looks like a creepy zombie man. But speaking of Nosferatu, of Count Orlok, I keep calling him Nosferatu. But Count Orlok, who is played by the one and only Bill Skarsgård. I mean, what the hell, dude? Like,
this career-defining performance.
It was incredible. Like his body movement and the way that he carries himself through each scene is just so intimidating and so spooky. And then his voice that he uses, where I think you told me that he had almost damaged his vocal cords doing this voice.
Yep, he did. Yeah, he was warned if he does that, he could damage his vocal cords forever, and he was like, worth it.
I mean, there you go, man. Yeah, this... I think what you said, like, this is a career-defining role. He is phenomenal in this. I think this is much better than his role as Pennywise in It, which I think is like the
also
other...
good performance.
No, also good performance. Yeah, it's the other one that people think about when they think of, horror or dark films that Skarsgård was in, they think of It, because they certainly don't think of 2024's The Crow.
Oh, they're gonna say Eternals. I forgot he was the Crow.
Yeah, he was Eric. He was Eric Draven in The Crow.
Did you ever watch it?
I had tickets to go see it, and then I couldn't because something came up. But,
well, yeah. I saw it in 40X.
Is that the one where they shake you around?
Yeah, they're shaking me all around. My favorite part of that movie is when Eric Draven, Bill Skarsgård, is wearing a jacket that just says "goon" on the back of it.
Is this before or after the term gooner had become a thing?
It was after.
It was after?
Yeah.
So he is the real gooner.
Yeah, that movie was something else. But and he's a terrific actor. Like, he's been in some bad stuff like every actor has. Like, he was in Eternals. Yeah. No offense to Chloe Zhao or anyone else in that.
It's not Chloe Zhao's fault that Eternals was not good.
No, I mean, she made fucking Hamnet right after. But with Bill Skarsgård in this, and his whole family fucking rocks. Mm-hmm. Like, his dad is one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's great. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the fact that whenever I was doing I was going to go into this whole thing about Stellan Skarsgård's tummy being in a lot of the MCU movies. We're not going to get into that, but it's wonderful to see, and that's what we're all here for. And then Alexander Skarsgård, who you famously once saw in person at the Disney store.
He is so tall. It was the Disney store on Hollywood Boulevard that's next to the El Capitan. And bro is tall as fuck. So
yeah. That's why he's almost like he's some sort of Northman.
He's some kind of Northman that they should put in a movie called The Northman.
Yeah, and I know I haven't watched that fucking the gay one he was just in where he's like
the gay biker.
Yeah, gay biker. I haven't seen that one yet. I want to.
Pillion. I want to see it too. I kept signing up for screenings of it, and then I kept not being able to make it.
Yeah. So. But no, I think Bill Skarsgård in this I think what people imagined in a performance of him as Orlok, you imagine something that's a little more maybe like high. You don't imagine him having a deep voice, unless I'm like maybe I'm just wrong here. I always imagine him having like a more like higher pitched voice a little bit, and a little more charismatic. Just like this this version of Nosferatu, which I keep calling him Nosferatu too. That's just people just have to accept that.
It's like Ratatouille, right?
Is that oh no? His name is Remy. Holy shit! I genuinely forgot until just now. Yeah. But it's like also a great film. But it is like just like this version of the character. It's like he's unrecognizable. And I'm like it's like I always think of how like I love performances like that. I love performances where you're like I can't even tell that's who that is.
Yeah.
Like I'm obsessed with shit like that. Like it's like with Robert Pattinson in The Boy and the Heron, where like you would never fucking know that was him. And I think that's beautiful.
Seeing an actor really disappear into their role, and of course it helps that he's covered in these prosthetics and he looks like a disgusting monster. But besides that, his performance is just really fucking good. But yeah, there's a lot of really great performances in here. We have Nicholas Hoult as Thomas Hutter. I feel like this is probably the most defined Thomas Hutter we've seen.
Easily.
Yeah, because in the first two films, in the original silent film, he's kind of he's there at the beginning, but then in the last half, he's not. He's kind of whatever. And then of course, famously in the one we talked about last week, why Werner Herzog's version. He spends the second half of the movie just like sitting in the corner in a chair. But this Thomas Hutter is very active, and Nicholas Hoult is a phenomenal actor. I think another actor that really gets overlooked. I think people maybe they only remember him as Beast in the X-Men films.
Yeah.
But he's also been in a lot of really great stuff. I mean, he was in Juror Number 2, which I haven't seen.
Oh, so good. He's amazing in that.
But he was also in The Menu, which is a movie you and I both enjoyed. And he's in some other stuff. I'm bringing up his film.
Mad Max.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mad Max. Fury Road. Oh, my God. That was fun. I think that's probably his best role. Well, maybe one of my favorite roles. And, of course, he was Lex Luthor in Superman.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nicholas Hoult, phenomenal, does a great fucking job. We also, of course, get returning collaborator Ralph Ineson, who is one of my favorite actors. Who's been,
I love when that dude shows up in anything.
He is great, and I think most people probably know him as Galactus because he played Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie.
I forgot he played Galactus. Oh my god, he did.
Yeah, he did. But he's been in a bunch of Robbie Eggers movies, including The Witch, and this film as well. And he is phenomenal. And I love his voice. I love the way his voice sounds whenever he talks. It's just so fucking good.
My dear lad, why would you do something like that?
Yeah, it's just wonderful. We also have, of course, Willem Dafoe, who is just one of the greatest actors of all time.
Oh yeah,
just ever. His character is phenomenal. I love when he pets cats. I love, it's just so fun because I feel like everyone in this movie is just having a bad time. But Willem Dafoe is the only one that's kind of like seems like he's enjoying himself a little bit. Like he's actually kind of like laughing and is like, yeah, that's fucking run vampires, fuck it, right? While everyone else is having mental breakdown.
Like if you said to him, you're like, hey, so like we're gonna kill a vampire. He's like, I've wrestled as Jacob wrestled the angel, and demons and gods protect us. Exactly. It's just like, all right, dude, calm the fuck down. I mean, like, why are you so into this? This is great.
I mean, he's into it because that's who he is. He's Willem Dafoe. He throws himself into every fucking role, and that's why he's one of the greats. What did you think about his performance?
Yeah. First of all, I love the Florence and the Machine unintentional reference, but
what was
he's
that?
One of the greats.
Oh yes, yeah, one of the greats.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I was gonna say is Willem Dafoe is like, he might be my favorite actor of all time. It's hard to just say, oh, this person is my favorite actor of all time, because I could say the same about like Nicolas Cage or like a million other people. But Willem Dafoe is like, there's something about just like anytime he's in a role, whether he's Willem Defriend or Willem Dafoe, he is incredible. Like I always think about with like the Florida Project, how he's just a fucking guy who wants to watch a baseball game in that movie.
Yeah. No, he is phenomenal. I don't think I've ever, even in a bad movie, and I'm trying to think of like, have I seen him in a bad movie? I'm sure he's been in a bad film, but he's one of those actors who's even when he's in a bad movie, it's still great to see him. It's still great to watch him, and he was also in The Lighthouse as well, which is another.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, and him and Pattinson are just fucking great together. I love that movie. We have to talk about that movie at some point.
Yeah, that's another one we watched for the first time together.
That's right. Didn't we see it at the theater together at the theater that you ended up working at eventually?
Yeah,
is that where we watched
did.
it? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. Fucking Willem Dafoe, and of course we have Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, he's great in this movie, and people are wrong when they say he's bad.
Do people think he's bad? Like in general, or just in this film?
No, people said he was miscast in this and that he sucks, and I disagree completely.
Yeah, he. I mean, the character he plays is he plays it very well. He plays that kind of character in a very believable way. Who are these people? Where are you finding them, Caleb?
I don't know. Well,
are they on the internet?
They are. That's you shouldn't listen to people on the internet, but
people on the internet are the fucking worst.
The thing with Kick-Ass is that a lot of people think that he sucks because he's in a lot of schlock. So it's like, but like sometimes he's been in some really great shit. Like
he has, yeah. He was in Bullet Train.
No, that's the bad example. There's a joke about Bullet Train
in Craven as well. Remember Craven?
I don't very well. I remember that one.
Still haven't seen it.
The grandson from Thelma plays the fucking the chameleon in that movie. That's kind of fun. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. He was in 28 Years Later, which was a movie you and I both liked.
Oh, also great. Came out not too long. Yeah, like he's been in some fucking great stuff. It's like, yeah, he's just, sometimes he takes a paycheck a lot. And he's in some schlock, but I think he's one of those actors that like, I wish people appreciated more, because I think he's excellent,
Mm-hmm.
I really like him in this, because in this movie he's kind of just a fucking arrogant piece of shit.
Right, up until the very end.
Yeah, he gets real weird at the end.
Well, he's having a mental breakdown, Caleb.
Yeah.
Like, which I totally understand after what had just happened. Which is another great thing about this film is that it really goes there. I mean, we do see, spoiler trigger warning, but like we do see Count Orlok murder 2 children.
And they set that up at the beginning of the movie, which is crazy.
Yeah. I love when Aaron Taylor Johnson walks in and he's like, I love my family so much. They're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And I hope they're always safe and lovely and they don't get their necks ripped out by some kind of 7-foot tall Transylvanian. That would be really weird, huh? Anyway, here's a drink.
Oh, my good lad. When will you get your wife pregnant? Surely you're... What is that thing he does where he's like... He just starts doing that to talk about how horny he is all the time.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, that's fantastic character work. I love it. It's weird that people think he's bad. What the fuck is that about?
Because I don't. Sometimes I think that I really do. I'm gonna say something very mean, and people can misconstrue this all they want. I don't give 2 fucks because I have a literal Guardians of the Galaxy tattoo, so I obviously do like the MCU.
Okay.
The MCU has ruined the way that people view acting. A lot of people have, because they think that like that there's only one type of acting, and that like heroes, they just make quips, and villains, they're just like, oh, I'm no good. But like performances and characters are very different and they're very unique. Like every single villain can't be Loki or Thanos. That'd be fucking stupid. Every single good kind of character can't just be an MCU Spider-Man or Iron Man or whatever. Like there's different types of acting, and it really bothers me, because I know that with Nosferatu, with this movie, a lot of people were weird about Aaron Taylor Johnson's performance, and then a lot of people were weird about Brendan Fraser's performance in Killers of the Flower Moon, because he's over the top, ignoring that it fits in that movie, so it's a good performance. Lily Rose Depp, I saw her get some weird flack for this movie in the scene where she like is ripping at her corset and she like screams, where people are like, "Oh, this is ridiculous!" Like, and the one that pissed me off the most recently is I saw Hamnet. I saw Hamnet twice in theaters. The first time I saw it, is there was like some people, I guess spoilers for Hamnet, when Jessie Buckley's like giving birth near the beginning of the movie, there was like, and she's like screaming because she's fucking giving birth, and there's like people on my row who were like laughing, and people were like turning around and staring at them to be like fucking stuff, and it's like, I think a lot of people have forgotten, like, I think that one thing is, I think that memifying everything, and I think a lot of people not watching movies that aren't like necessarily like that aren't like the MCU and like stuff related to that. I think a lot of that has made people forget how diverse of an art form acting is. How sometimes characters do need to be loud and emotional. Like I've even heard people say like, oh, with old movies, like, oh, all those old actors is just a lot of quiet talking. I meant a lot of yelling, and it's like, okay, but like you're ignoring context and you're ignoring when that kind of stuff works. Because yes, like sometimes you'll have a movie where someone's overacting and it's fucking bad, and that can happen because not everyone can be a great actor, but a great actor can come from anywhere. Oh, a Ratatouille thing. But I think people really have forgotten how like performances can be different. Like everyone doesn't have to be the same. Like if an actor has like maybe a bit of a goofy like accent, or like acts a little bit silly, or like screams. Because one thing is like yelling. People are super weird about characters yelling and stuff now. That if characters scream or yell, it's automatically bad. I don't know when that started. I don't know why that's happened. But people need to like stop being weird. You need like, and I think a lot of that comes down to like only watching like 2 or 3 movies a year, which is cool. I'm not trying to fucking talk down to anybody. I'm just saying that like I think, for example, like the best example I can give for people is with people's opinion on Nicolas Cage. If you think that Nicolas Cage is a bad actor, watch a bunch of his movies, watch other movies from from around when those movies came out, and then come back to it. If you still just generally don't like him, that's fine. But I think if you just go, oh wait, he's not just like being all out there for no reason. There's like purpose behind the performance. I don't know. I just get very frustrated the way people talk about acting right now, because I think acting is very unique. Sorry, I'll get off my fucking soapbox now. But my point is, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, really works in this film.
Yeah, he does work in this film. And I do agree with your point that I think just a lot of people don't know what acting is. Yeah. They they believe that acting needs to be very naturalistic, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Like it needs to be like you're watching a documentary or something, which can work. I mean, you have someone like Willem Dafoe who was in the Florida Project, which Sean Baker's films are very naturalistic, very realistic. It is almost like you're watching a documentary. But I think people forget that acting is a performance. And performances can be, loud and boisterous and in your face, and they can also be very mellow and very, understated. What matters is the context of what you're in, right? I go to a lot of shows. I go to a lot of concerts, and last month I went to a punk show, I went to an electronic show, and then I went to Florence and the Machine. And all of those concerts were fun and amazing and wonderful for different reasons, for different contexts, right? Like the punk show was fun for one reason because it was cool. And by the way, I saw Susie True, and everyone should listen to Susie True. They're fucking amazing. Like that was a lot of fun. It was very energy. It was very energy, whatever that means. There was a lot of energy, right? And then, I went and I saw Ladytron, and that was more of like, creating like a vibe, just like a chill, cool vibe that you just kind of like, kind of move to. And then of course there was Florence and the Machine, which was like screaming and letting out all your emotion and being, feeling free. Right. And it's the same thing with music is the same thing with acting, right? They're both art forms. They're both art forms that are based in performance. Is that you can have different, different expressions of that art that make sense within different contexts. So, not everything needs to be the exact same. And I agree with you. Aaron Taylor Johnson, ATJ, my second favorite ATJ. I think he did a good job in this. So,
do you remember the time that I accidentally called Anya Taylor-Joy Anya Taylor-Johnson on our old podcast, and you got really annoyed with me?
I might have gotten really annoyed with you.
Because I was like, that's her name. What are you talking about? Because I didn't really know who she was very much at the time. And I was like, and that's not her name.
No, Anya Taylor-Joy, who was almost in this film, but was not. We'll get to that in a second. Before we talk about The Rose, let's talk about Emma Corrin as Anna Harding.
I always forget they're in this.
I really like Emma Corrin. I really enjoy them and their performance, and they were great in Deadpool and Wolverine as Cassandra Nova. One of my, I think one of my favorite parts of that film. That
someone had to be good in that movie.
Well, Daphne Keane is good.
Oh yeah, sorry, Daphne Keane. Hugh Jackman.
Daphne Keane. Yeah, like
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, he was very funny. But yeah, Emma Corrin is so good in this, and then like I'm looking at their list of credits, and I'm just like, I don't know. I never watched The Crown. Did you watch The Crown?
No.
Neither did I.
Michael C. Hall plays JFK on that show, and that is the only thing that's slightly intrigued me.
Emma Corrin was in A Murder at the End of the World, which I tried to watch and I just couldn't get into. But anyways, the point is that they are in this movie, and I think that they do a fantastic job. And I love the way they look with their little ringlets. I love ringlets. That's it. That's folk. If we learned anything during this series of Nosferatu, we've learned that Anthony really likes ringlets in the hair. So
yeah. I think Emma Corrin's great in this. I think they do a good job to balance out with Lily Rose Depp's character to give her someone to like talk to that's like a woman. I think that's also very important in the context of this movie.
Yeah, and Emma Corrin within the context of this film is playing a female character.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, I think she does. I think they do a great job playing the character of. Let me bring up the thing. Of Anna Harding. I really enjoy their performance, and I hope to see more of them. I hope Emma is in more things. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, they're so phenomenal. I always am kind of like, oh wait, yeah, they are in this. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, fuck yeah.
And finally, Caleb, we get to the lead. Ellen Hutter, played by Lily Rose Depp, who is on my shirt. There she is. Look. She does not look like she's having a good time.
No.
Okay, so originally Anya Taylor-Joy was supposed to be in this film.
Yeah.
And there was some scheduling conflicts, so she wasn't. And I mean, that's it, really. I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to compare a performance that exists to one that never will. I think it's unfair to both. But obviously, as a big Anya fan, I think it would have been fun to see that. But instead, we got Lily Rose Depp, who prior to this was, I believe, in that one HBO show, The Idol.
And
Did you
Yoga
ever-
Hosers.
Oh yeah, she was in Yoga Hosers. What did you think of Lily Rose Depp before this film? Because there really wasn't much to really judge her off of, really.
Okay, so like, I don't want to sound okay. So I want to tread lightly here, because it is no secret to anyone who knows me that I can't stand her dad.
Yeah.
So, and who I think she's a much better actor than. Because she's an actually good actor. But here's the thing. I was not super familiar with her, so my main exposure to her was that she was Harley Quinn Smith's friend, and they did Yoga Hosers together. And in that movie, in the context of that movie, I think that Lily is perfectly fine, but I think Harley stands out a lot more than her in the context of that film. Mm-hmm. And I have really been a proponent for like years that I think Harley is very talented, and I would like to see her in more stuff that isn't her dad's stuff. I like her in her dad's stuff, but also like she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's done some other things. And I would like to see her do more shit, because I think she's really cool.
I think she's doing some music.
Oh,
I think she's doing like music stuff. Yeah, she's in a band, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Well, she's wonderful and talented. I love Harley. But I will say with Lily Rose Depp, I didn't have much of an opinion on her. And then when I heard that she was cast in this, I was a little like, okay. Like, it's one of those moments where it's like, well, it's time to step up and let's see what happens, Mm-hmm. And she fucking blew me away in this. I think she is phenomenal. And I never watched The Idol because I'll watch a lot of bullshit, but that was, I just couldn't. I watched the other thing The Weekend Was In recently, the one with Jenna Ortega, but she's amazing in this. Like, Lily Rose Depp, her physicality in this movie is fucking terrifying. Like that scene where she has sex with Nicholas Hoult and then is like being possessed and is like rolling her eyes in the back of her head and is like moving her tongue around and is like, she is so physical, so terrifying. She does stuff with her like face and her body, which I'm becoming way more impressed with that like recently. Like I think with that, and I apologize, I cannot think of the actress's name off the top of my head, but the lead from Obsession.
Indy Navarrete.
Yes. Just like I love seeing a really great like physical performance where I'm like, how the fuck are you doing that? Like I love shit like that. And Lily Rose Depp, she blew me away when I first saw this. I think she should have been nominated for it. And you could say that for anyone in a Robert Eggers movie, because I don't think anyone's been nominated for acting in any of his movies yet. But
really,
I don't think so. Willem Dafoe might have been for The Lighthouse. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it.
I'm quoting you on it. I'm writing it down.
Oh my goodness! But I think my two favorite performances in any Robert Eggers movie are both Lily Rose Depp and Bill Skarsgård in this, and that is a high fucking bar.
Wow!
Like, because I love, he's one of my favorite directors, if not my favorite director, my favorite working director who's like still alive, and he. Like I think that what she does in this is just incredible. Like her character is super well written. The costuming for her is incredible. The camera's in love with her. I mean, it's just like it's every shot she's in. It's like whether like she looks like so haunting and so miserable a lot, where it's like, but she also looks like extremely beautiful. Like they really, like, it's so well done. Like her performance, the way that they build this movie around her, because it wouldn't work without her performance. I mean, she's just incredible. Like she does it was one of those where it's like, holy fuck. Like that's incredible. And then just from the set photos of the new Robert Eggers movie that's also starring her, I don't know if it's starring her, but she's in it, is the werewolf one. Yeah. Just from I don't know if you've seen the set photos from that.
I have, yeah, I've seen them.
I think she's gonna do some great shit in that too, because she looks insanely interesting. Yeah, I just love her in this. Sorry, but you have her on your shirt. I'll let you also talk about her.
I do have her on my shirt, and I think that she does a pretty good job in this. Yeah. As someone who has her on my shirt, I think that she's... I really find it difficult to kind of parse out how I feel about her in this film. Okay. I don't feel negatively about her. but yeah, I don't know. Because I've seen this, I think, was my third time seeing this. Maybe I just need to see it again. I don't dislike her performance. I think she does fine. But I guess what I don't see is the... because there are people like yourself who are just like, oh my God, she's amazing and transcendent in this film, and she's puts in an amazing performance. And I think that her performance is good. I'm not like blown away with it. I just think I think it's good. I think it's a good performance. I would like to see how she evolves and grows as a performer, because I wasn't particularly very impressed with her in Yoga Hosers, which isn't really saying much. There's nothing impressive about that film. The only impressive part is that it was made. But
I mean, yeah.
With no offense to Kevin, he's a very nice guy. I've met him. He's a good dude, and we are planning on doing an episode on him in the future.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
on the podcast, not like a live. I
mean,
want to clarify.
He was involved with the conception of you. Absolutely.
Oh, I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
But no, I mean, I think she does well. I certainly, well, I'm not going to say that, but there is another horror actress whose I'm not going to name on this podcast, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Who I think Lily is better than her. But you know, I don't want to compare them to each other.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
I think. I don't know. Maybe, and also it is. You know, I am having some recency bias with like Isabelle Adjani, who of course is really phenomenal, and I loved her in Werner's Nosferatu. But yeah, I think that I think she does well in this, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in the werewolf film. We'll see what happens. So yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because I think she's, I don't know. I think it's mostly the physical aspect of her in this. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm blinded by that one scene in particular.
You're blinded by science, or I guess mysticism. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, her physicality is very impressive, and you know, that's why I talk about like the special features on the Blu-ray, because you do see her like practicing her moves where she's like on the floor and she's writhing, and you kind of see her doing that. I hate bringing up like silly made up nonsense from TikTok.
Okay.
But I do feel like maybe she has iPhone face, which is a thing. I'm not sure if people know what that is. But the concept behind iPhone face is that people in the modern time do not look like they belong in the olden days. They just look really out of place.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. For whatever reason, right? She doesn't look like she belongs in the 1800s, though. She looks like she belongs at Erewhon, you know, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I see. My thing is like I've heard this term used over the last few years. Also, said, do you like that because of the lighting in the room I'm sitting in, that you can see the sun going down on my face?
I do. Yes. Yeah.
It kind of fits this review. So I'm like, why not?
The sun is going down on our friendship as we disagree on Lily Rose Depp. You're just like, Anthony, that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
This is the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I was like, no, because I think that like the iPhone face thing, I just haven't bought into, and I think I don't know if that's actually the reason, but like, because I was alluding to the set photos from the Werewolf, or whatever it's gonna be called, however you're gonna. I mean, I'm sure I'll pronounce it Werewolf. I actually hate saying that Werewolf. That doesn't. Well, it's not fun.
It's like Vitch. It's like the Vivitch, right?
Yeah, the Vivitch. But like, to see that sounds better. Werewolf. That sounds weirder to me. Doing it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get used to it. But she's like scarred in that movie. So I don't. Right. From what it seems like. So I don't know if that's like part of it. Is like, okay, we'll put some prosthetics on her so you forget that she has quote unquote iPhone face. Which I don't. I've never bought into that. Like, have you noticed that with any other actors? Like, I don't, because people are saying it with Anne Hathaway for the Odyssey, and like the movie hasn't come out yet, so I don't have an opinion on that.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know what it is. I feel like the term iPhone face is very similar to like vocal fry. Remember when vocal fry was a thing like 10 years ago?
Oh, it's still a thing now where I go.
Where you go? Where do you go?
It's Santa Barbara. It's a big thing of like Santa Barbara.
Okay. But no, I don't know. Maybe it's just a way for people on the internet to complain about women without
Yeah.
without being accused of misogyny. I don't know. I don't want, like, that's the thing. I don't like it. I don't like that term, you know? Because yeah, people 300 years ago did look different. Like, they were all, you know, drinking lead infused water and, you know, living to the ripe age of 30.
Yeah.
Like, of course they look different back then. They're not going to look like us. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And maybe I'd feel the same way if Anya Taylor-Joy was in the movie. Of course not. Of course, I feel like she fits in with the Northman and with the Witch.
Yeah, that is true.
I think that she's fine. I think that Lily Rose Depp does a fine job, and she doesn't make the movie unwatchable. She doesn't make the movie unenjoyable. Like, I do like watching her.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I guess out of everyone in this cast, I'm the least into her, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, I understand what you're saying.
Does it? Are you mad at me, Caleb?
No, I don't. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
Like, is that like
sure?
anything ridiculous?
Okay.
Where you're like, oh, it should have been Sydney Sweeney or something insane.
I nearly had a conniption this morning because somebody on TikTok showed the tweet that said that Sydney Sweeney is the modern day Marilyn Monroe, and
what?
I had to stop. I had to like take a break from life. I was like, I need, like, first of all, Marilyn Monroe had a personality and was good at acting, and Sydney Sweeney is the opposite of those things.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I thought you were gonna say you saw how Euphoria ended and got annoyed this morning, which is what happened with me.
I have not watched any of the new season of Euphoria. I do not care. I do not give a shit.
I can't believe they would end it that way. I didn't watch most of the season, but I was like, of course they.
Was there like an asteroid that crashed into the Earth and everybody died? It's like the end of Devilman or Devilman Crybaby.
Spoilers, but it's. I wish it was like the end of Devilman. But no. So spoilers for the ending of Euphoria, just to let everybody know, this
is our secret backdoor review of Euphoria.
So I want to clarify. So I watched the first episode of this season. I thought it was fucking horrendous, so I stopped watching. So okay. I don't have the context of the rest of the season. But the ending
you just watched the first and last episode?
No, I didn't watch the last episode. I just know how it ended. Yeah, so I want to clarify. Right. I did not care enough. But
how does
so it? I never Rue overdoses and dies.
So what was the point of the first two seasons?
I know, exactly. It's like this was not the show for that. That was I never felt like that's what that should have been.
I'm starting to think this Sam Levinson, right?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think maybe he doesn't understand writing.
Yeah. I've been thinking that for a few years now.
That is so silly. Because then what's the point then? Like, actually, what is the point of the show then? If she just dies?
Sometimes people are addicts and die, I guess. Like, that's pretty fucked up for your fucking teen drama on HBO.
I mean, and I'm not saying that you can't have a character die at the end of your show. I mean, very famously, Walter White dies at the end of Breaking Bad, but that's after he's had that journey from being like a high school boring teacher to becoming a drug kingpin to losing it all, including his family, and then dying alone. Mm-hmm. You know, but Rue starts out as a drug addict. So what's the journey? The journey is that she starts there and then she ends there again.
Yeah,
that's not fulfilling or you know, I don't feel satisfied by that.
I thought it was a joke when I saw it. I was and it was not. They actually did that.
If you're listening to this and you want to be a writer, don't do that.
Yeah,
have there be some kind of transformation or change. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's just it's fucking bullshit.
But anyways, one of the interesting things about how the sun is going down, and now you're starting to blend into Count Orlok. So pretty soon you will be Count Orlok, Caleb.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've talked about everybody in this film, and then we took a huge detour to talk about Euphoria season 3. What do we think about the story of Nosferatu? I think Robert Eggers definitely delves into the more psychosexual aspects of this story.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to like vampires, there's always been that very sexual side, you know, because a vampire is, you know, putting their mouth on your body and consuming your blood, which can be viewed as like a metaphor for, you know, some kind of, you know, sexual aspect, right? I don't know. Are you into bloodletting, Caleb? Is that what you're...
No, I mean, I got my blood drawn earlier today, but it wasn't sexual.
It wasn't sexual at all?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. But yeah, I mean, the themes that are explored here, we do have some themes of like repression that is explored.
Mm-hmm.
Lily Rose Depp's character, Ellen, is literally constrained in a corset?
Yeah.
Right? To try and calm her down. This movie definitely explores a lot of things like that. Is there anything that really stood out to you? Because I think you briefly touched on this in our last episode about the themes of sexual assault or sexual, yeah.
Because my thing is like with this movie is one of the biggest themes is that like, so Lily Rose Depp's character is clearly like gifted in the supernatural in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Which she has no control over. Like, she was just praying one night because she was having sexual urges when she was younger. And then Orlok was able, because he's a supernatural guy, and because she's supernatural, he was able to hear it, and then he took advantage of her.
Mm-hmm.
And which also led to her being considered crazy when she was younger because she was traumatized by that, and her father also like accused her of being like unclean and of like being a whore.
Yeah.
And so then as she gets older, you know, she ends up in this marriage that it feels like she's just kind of just marrying him to marry him. Like, it doesn't seem like they have like, I think he does love her and he clearly cares about her a lot, but it's like, you're not sure because it feels like she's been so constrained by what is expected of her since that happened. Mm-hmm. That she's just like, okay, well, this is just what you do, you know, which is how a lot of marriages were back then. You know, it was just like, okay, well, this is what you do is you get married.
And some could argue that that's how some marriages even today still are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think that a lot of this movie, and then he now feels as though he has like ownership over her. Wants to drink her blood. And he does this whole real estate scheme just to be able to get over there, kills all these people just to be able to do that because and I think that there is a very like disturbing romance to this movie or an element, but ultimately she does not want or desire him, which I think is an important aspect that I think a lot of people should take into account. It's like, you know how people sometimes will say like, oh, you know, I want a relationship like the Joker and Harley Quinn. They have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where it's like, you know, that it's not meant to be like, this isn't like I'm going to use a very gross term that I don't know if she coined it, but I know Lindsay Ellis loves using this term. This isn't like a monster fucker movie. I wouldn't say...
No, this is not The Shape of Water.
No, which is a phenomenal movie also.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what this movie is about is it's ultimately about how she had no... You know, there was never... She never had any choice. She never had a choice in this all happening to her. And then in the end, she has to fucking sacrifice herself because it's the only thing that can save anybody else. And that is not fair. She shouldn't have to do that. There's a really sad... but really sweet moment where Willem Dafoe is talking to her when she accepts that she has to die.
Mm-hmm.
And where Willem Dafoe says to her, you know, in the ancient times, you might have been a grand priestess. You know, and it's a shame that's come to this. And it's very like, in some movies, that especially with like a bad actor, that could come off really bad, but it's fucking Willem Dafoe. So that's like one of the best lines in the movie. And something that always sticks with me because it's like, I think it plays into what the themes of the movie are. It's like, it's that she just... You know, she just had no choice. Like, she had no idea that she had an affinity for the supernatural and would call a fucking vampire to her. Mm-hmm. You know, and that it would cause all this death and destruction. It's just, it's it's a really heartbreaking film. And then I think at the end, like when she does the scene where she kills him at the end, where they both die, is very symbolic. It's a very well shot scene. And it's also crazy how like that Count Orlok makeup even looks good like in the light at the end. Like you're not like, oh fuck, I wish I hadn't seen that. It looks terrible. It actually looks really good because it's so well done.
Yeah.
And in the end, like in that final scene, and it's also, you have that great shot where she's like dying, like barely conscious, and then he's like starting to die, where he's like blood's coming out of him and all this stuff out of his mouth. And the thing that's so crazy to me about that is I'm gonna get so I feel like maybe in this episode, and something I try to avoid doing is, I think I've been I do a little too much. I saw people being annoying about this online, and then I want to bring it up and do a response to it. And I think I don't always like doing that. But one thing I saw that I thought was dumb as fuck was, because no one knows how to watch movies anymore, and a lot of people will intentionally take clips from something and they will try to make it fit some sort of weird narrative that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, I saw somebody take the shot where he's like blood's coming out of his mouth and she's like barely conscious, and people take it, and because it looks like they're having sex, if you just take that out of context, someone went, oh, y'all are just watching movies of people fucking demons now, and that's fine. We're supposed to accept that. Oh, I know what's going on. And it's like, that's not what's happening in this movie.
I don't understand how anybody can say that seriously, unless they're like A, very, very stupid, or B, like purposely trying to rage bait, which you see a lot of online nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like a whole cottage industry of I just want to go online and piss people off.
Yeah, like, because well, I mean, the truth is nothing matters anymore. It feels like to people, it's like people, you can just say whatever and do whatever you want. Words have no meaning. Nothing, like themes and stuff don't matter. You can just take anything out of context and go, oh my god, well, like you take a villain saying something villainous in a movie, and then you go, wow, this director believes what the villain said.
Well, I mean, we saw that last year with One Battle After Another, when people took that, line that fucking what's his name, Spicoli,
Sean Penn. I almost called him Simon Pegg.
Sean Penn, when he goes up to Leo DiCaprio and he's like, I love black women, and people were taking that out of context, like no, like the point is that Sean Penn is a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
like he's the
if you
bad
notice
guy.
In that movie, it's kind of hard to watch that movie and not realize he's supposed to be weird.
Yeah. But no, you're right. Like people really don't understand. Like context, theme, message. None of these things matter because everyone's dumb now. I don't know how else to say it. I mean,
yeah.
I saw somebody online recently. I'm gonna pull a Caleb. I'm gonna complain about something I saw on the internet. I saw, going back to our discussion about Obsessions, which by the way is a great movie. Somebody online said like, oh well, like Obsession was a good movie, but it wasn't perfect. It was a little sloppy, and I was just like, well, yeah, it's a first time filmmaker, like incredibly low budget movie. Like, yeah, it's going to be a little messy, but that doesn't affect the quality of the film at all. It's still a great movie. It's still accomplished its intended goal. And I don't know, people, it's like the dumbest people think that they're really smart. And that's very frustrating because when you have dumb people who think they're smart, they end up becoming really annoying, and they're very I don't know, they're very confident in their own in their own stupidity. I don't know how else to put it. So
it's just it's I don't know. I think that it's one thing that also really worries me about like how everything I get recommended to me on Instagram now is all like really stupid stuff with like captions that don't know what words mean. Like everything is misspelled and the grammar is awful. And then you'll have the description.
It's all AI shit.
Well, yeah, and the description's AI, and half the descriptions are about Doja Cat and fucking Gracie Abrams for some reason, even if it's not even related.
I still don't know who Gracie Abrams is.
And it's, but it's just I don't know. I'm getting very, I don't know. It's
you're getting annoyed by things. You know why, Caleb? Because you're getting old.
I know it sucks. I don't like this. I don't like being. But I don't. But I feel bad though, because I just feel bad for like a lot of kids who like, you know, they have all this access to like AI and all this bullshit, which is not helping them and it's not making them smarter.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, I think it's really, I don't know. It's just, I think it's really worrisome. I don't want people to be stupid. I don't want, you know, I'm from Oklahoma and like we have like the worst education system in the country, I think, or something like that. I think we're ranked last, or we're ranked near the last, and it's just like please give people like kids a chance to learn, like actually teach them things, you know, give them like, you know, it worries me a lot. You know, it just, I don't know. People need like also to learn like, you know, how to interact with people. Like even like today, I like literally like today it's like learn how to fucking like walk around people. You don't need to almost walk into somebody. Like there is room.
Yeah.
You know, it's like come on, people. Oh, I really do just sound like a fucking old man now. Where like people are walking too close to me, but it's fucking stupid. It's just like learn how to fucking act in public, like a little bit. Learn how to act decently towards other people. Don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, don't be an asshole and don't be stupid, and don't like don't be purposely obtuse.
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
But anyways,
Nosferatu
2024.
Yeah.
Deals with a lot of you know, heavy stuff, heavy themes of you know, repression in these very structured societies that do not value women or their experiences or their you know, what their emotional and physical needs are, and that's how we end up with Count Orlok, right? Count Orlok is a manifestation of all of that.
Yeah.
At least in this version, you know, I think we spoke about that last time, where it's like different interpretations of Dracula, and vampires can kind of, you know, symbolize different things, right? And I think with this one we get a lot of that, of, you know, repression through systems of oppression.
Yeah, and like there's been versions of Dracula like where he's like all lustful and romantic. There's versions where he's just a straight up evil conqueror. There's versions where he's like a comic book supervillain. There's versions where he's like just kind of a misunderstood guy.
Yeah, there's versions where he's Leslie Nielsen, you know. So
and he's loving it too.
And he's loving it. He is loving it, folks.
Yeah, I gotta watch that movie at some point.
Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else that we gotta say about Nosferatu 2024? I mean, we could talk about the popcorn bucket.
The casket
looked like a casket. Yeah, it was a little casket you eat popcorn out of.
Yeah. Those were a bitch stack on top of each other.
Were they? Yeah.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I usually, whenever I worked at movie theaters, I would very rarely, once the popcorn bucket became a big thing in the last few years, I wasn't there for a lot of the premiere nights where those would like sell out. Yeah. I would usually like work with the weekend after. So like I didn't fuck with the Galactus buckets at all, which seemed like a bitch and a half to deal with. But the Nosferatu buckets I had to fucking deal with, and those sucked. Having to fucking stack those, they would fall over. It was really bad. It was very difficult, but they were very cool. But they were not fun.
Did you get one? Did you get one for yourself?
No, I didn't.
I saw online somebody got one and they used it to put their sex toys in. So
that's pretty.
They opened it up and it was just like a bunch of little, you know, doodads, and you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. We have a very hip and cool fan base who listens to our stuff. They know what we're talking about.
It is. But that's. I hope that person, whoever did that, knows that is way funnier and cooler than the like Deadpool Wolverine bucket or like the fake deep popcorn bucket they did on The Boys this season. That is so much funnier than either of those things.
I agree.
I think it needed to be said. I think it needed to be said.
And then lastly, when do we think that Nosferatu should get remade again? Because we've had 2 remakes already. Should there be another one?
I'll do it.
Who should do it? Huh?
I'll do it.
You'll do it? All right.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to say about Nosferatu 2024?
I thought you were going to ask me who I would cast.
Oh, who would you cast?
I mean, probably Millie, I reckon.
As Count Orlok?
I think that she could do that.
Okay.
100% they could do that. So yeah, I could see that.
It would be the first dancing Orlok. Who jumps out of the coffin and starts dancing.
Yeah. And but yeah, I don't know. Actually, I thought I had more to say about this. I don't. Apologies to everybody. I did see. How long has this episode been so far?
An hour and 12.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna do more bits. No time for no more time for bits. I was gonna do a whole thing, but it's not worth since we've already.
We had a whole section in the episode where we like shook our fist at children and people who don't know how to walk. So it turned.
Yeah,
it
not
turned
people
into
who
like
don't know how to walk.
Not physically, but like, you know, people who can walk but don't know how to, you know, traverse. Living in Los Angeles around tourists, I definitely don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else we want to say about Nosferatu 2024 before we leave this haunted castle and go back to the safety of not haunted castle?
I look like I am in a haunted castle. So
you do. We usually don't record this late. We record in the mornings on the weekends before we go to church. But not this time.
But it's really funny because like this is the most visually interesting my screen on this has ever looked. It was by accident, completely. Just didn't even think about it.
Didn't even think about it. My screen would look like that too if I didn't have a lighting set up in my room right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The whole thing going on. This
is a great movie. It's so visually stunning. Like I can't. Every time I watch this, I'm sucked into the visuals. I saw this in theaters the second time by myself, and afterwards I got it like 1:30 in the morning, and that was creepy as fuck.
Okay.
So really loved that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it was really weird though because I was still. I remember running into one of my coworkers who I don't like, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, dude?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call out tomorrow. I'm gonna call out tomorrow." It's like all he says if you talk to him. It's just like, "Do you have a personality outside of saying you're gonna call out?"
Clearly not.
Yeah, I do not like that guy. Anyway,
well, you don't work there anymore, so
exactly. So anyway, do you have any final thoughts on Nosferatu? Any last minute tangents about people you don't like?
No, I mean I already talked about Sydney Sweeney and Sam Levinson, so I'm good. But no, it's a great film. It's very good. It's very well done, and I think it's probably one of the best horror films of the last few years. It is just that good, and I highly recommend it. I think if there's anybody out there who still hasn't seen it, they're still on the fence about it. Like it's been out for 2.5 years now. Or coming up on 2 years now. Go watch it. Go seek it out and go view it, and then watch other Robert Eggers films. Because he is definitely a great filmmaker. Really, proving
he's
himself
so
to be a singular voice.
Yeah.
But anyways, that'll be it. That'll do it. And we have one more episode that's kind of related to this. We'll be talking about Willem Dafoe again.
Oh yeah.
And if you know, you know. But that's been it for this one. My name, it's Anthony.
And my name is Caleb.
And we'll see y'all next time. Thank you very much. Good night.